Whew. Good morning. To adjust something real quick. Good morning. Welcome to Brand New Thoughts. I had the greatest conversation yesterday. It's very eye opening. I'm going to try to share it if possible. I don't know if I will be able to communicate it as good as it was yesterday being in it. But I am going to try. First, let me make sure all my shit is right, because yesterday I went live for hella long and my shit was unright. Also, I don't know what the hell I'm supposed to wear for this shit every day. It's like, what is the damn uniform for Brand New Thoughts? I put on a little beaded sweater, but I'm hot already, so I don't fucking know. I don't know, y'all. How do I even introduce this conversation? We were basically, okay. Brand New Thoughts. I'm realizing that I kind of know what I'm talking about when I try to cook. Not even try to cook, when I just try to explain. Like, I feel like your greatest superpower that you can have is to be able to describe reality correctly. I've thought that for a very long time. That's why when you hear me talk about people, like people are asking them, like, what type of people do you like? I like smart people. And that's what I mean when I say smart. People think sometimes that I mean like you just a nerd, or it's like the surface level versions of smart. I think it's smart and disciplined in a way, mentally disciplined, for you to have the capacity to say, this is what is happening around us. For you to name it, its functions, what it's made out of, how it operates. I guess that's its functions, whatever. And so I think that's a superpower. That's how I want to be. That's what I want. That's what I strive to be. I want to be the person who is not the best, because that, then we start talking about competition and shit like that. It really doesn't matter if it's the best if everybody's terrible at it. I want to have the superpower to walk into any room, any space, any situation, and say, okay, this is what is happening. These are the characters. This is their motivations. This is their goals. These are the actions they're taking. This is the reason why. This is the maybe the environment they're in. This is what the environment are made up, and the power plays in the environment. This is the result one would expect because of that. And then to see the result and see how close I was to being right, or to end up being right, that's a motherfucking superpower. Because, and I'm gonna tell you the reason why I say it's a superpower. It's a superpower because, and maybe I got this desire because I was a very nosy child. And when things would go wrong, I would try to investigate why they're going wrong. And they would be going wrong because somebody was confused about something. Not even confused about something. Somebody had an inaccurate analysis of one of those factors. That was the reason why. Like, we can say all of these reasons, but when you boil it down to it, someone was inaccurate in their analysis of the characters involved, their motivations, the reasons why they're doing what they want to do, the environment that added context to it. Somebody had a part of that inaccurate, and it all fell apart. So that's why I'm nervous about being that person in any way, shape, or form. And I don't let the embarrassment of, because some people feel embarrassed to push back too much, which I see why. I don't let the embarrassment of pushing back, or not even the embarrassment, the violence in some ways, because that could be a violent thing to do, to analyze and name reality. It could actually be violent in some ways. And if you're one of those people that are like, words are not violent, you probably won't think so. But in some ways, just people are comfortable in their delusions. And I don't even know if it's that simple. People are people believe that they're living in a certain space. Like, okay, let's say you're in love with somebody, you think you're about to get married to them and you think this is the greatest thing and you figure something out and somebody's like, actually, no, that person doesn't give a fuck about you. They're just with you for their money, for your money. And they have evidence of it and it's absolutely true. And they present it. This is what is going on. That could feel violent to that person because you ripping them out of the reality they thought they were in. They were there was a level of comfort in, okay, this is my reality. This is where I am. This is who I'm with. This is what's true. This is what's not true. And forcing that truth is ripping them out of that reality, which hurts. It can be violent. So a lot of people, and sometimes you can rip yourself out of your own reality by facing what's true or finding out what's true. So I think people avoid that roughness of either ripping other people out of reality or ripping themselves out of a reality. And then also some people can benefit from other people being deluded. So they actually might be there like, you're not ripping nobody out of no motherfucking reality. They gonna stay right, me and my people, they gonna stay right in this motherfucking reality because this is how I get paid. This is how I benefit. This is where I get my resources from. They gonna stay right in this motherfucking reality. What you mean you ripping them out of reality? No, fuck you not. Not ripping a nigga out of shit. Oh, dang. I didn't even know y'all was here. Look, I'm late, y'all. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm late. Top of the morning. Hi, Kay. Bonjour. I know. I miss France so much. North woman, please don't remind me. I'm trying to force it out my head, even after I gave that long ass speech about reality. Fuck it. It's too violent. It's too violent to remember how much I miss France. Good morning, Laura Racer. Good morning, Kay. Good morning, North woman. What else? Here's a gag. You can have compassion, yet reality is what's perceived, and that looks differently for everyone. I don't know about that. I don't know about that now. Reality is what perceived? No. That's actually the opposite of what I'm saying. And that's why getting ripped out of that idea is violent. Could be violent. I'll say that. Good morning, DSP. All right, yeah. So I got distracted by the comments. So, and mind you, all of this is the intro for me to try to explain to you the conversation that I had where I had this breakthrough. It was a brand new thought, brand new. You see what I'm doing here? Hold on, let me see. Oh no, that's not where I wanted to go. But whatever. It was a brand new thought. I thought it was gonna zoom in, but anyway, brand new thought. Help me. Okay. So I'm trying to outline how I got to my epiphany that I had last night. I don't know if I'm doing a good job or not, but still I rise. So my whole life, niggas always say my whole life. Like since I was 5. I don't know. It wasn't my whole life. It was a part of my life where I was like a baby and wasn't doing all that. But anyway, for a while now, nope, that's not an accurate one. Since I couldn't remember, nah, that's not true either. Since like 7, 8, since the time that I started to pay attention to what was going on and make my own analysis, I want to hear the truth. I want to find the truth. I am worried about the misrepresentation of reality and how that area, you know what it's like? You know how you start doing like long ass math, like it's one equation, but you end up having to move this over there, put the 3 over here, and it should be a long ass process to try to get to the answer. The answer is 11. If you fuck up at that top row, when you first started moving shit around to balance the equation or whatever, you fuck up there, all that other shit is wrong. There's nothing you can do. You could be as competent as possible in the process of doing that other work, but that shit is wrong. And that shit is wrong because it started wrong in the first place. You were fucked. It was always gonna be wrong because you fucked up early on. And that is what my fear of living in a bubble, or not even living in a bubble, but just we got to know what's happening for real. We have to know what's true, what's real. So sometimes so sometimes I will forcefully try to identify what is true when I'm supposed to go with the flow, or hey, you want to be less exhausting. Some people can find that to be exhausting because it is a lot. It is cognitively laborious in a way, because you're like, well, what about this? It could be actually, no, it's not that. No, it's not this. Yeah, actually, it's this. You have to listen to others. It's this pressure, this push, this back and forth of, it's actually this, it's actually that. Prove this, prove that. It could be laborious to people, and people can find it exhausting. They could want to get the fuck away from you because they like, I'm tired of you in this you have this layer of soot on you from constantly mining through this mountain of figuring out what's happening in reality. So that can kind of, in some ways, motivate people to be like, I ain't gonna, fuck it. We all play together. I ain't gonna ask. Yeah, right. It's that way. Yeah, she love you, dog. I see you at the wedding. Yep, she love you. She ain't with you for no money, nothing. You know, I don't want to go through that process. And me, I'm covered in soot. I don't care. I don't care. I actually think that's kind of, I don't know if that's kind of pussy to me. Like, oh, so because I could be exiled or treated as if I am exhausting, or treated as if I'm a problem, I'm supposed to stop fighting to identify what is true and then start my whole math problem with an error at the top of my thing because I'm supposed to be afraid. Come on, it's pussy to me. I'm supposed to be so afraid of how society will exile you, or how you won't be cool. People will see you as exhausting. People will see you as problematic. I'm supposed to start my math problem off wrong just so that I can be accepted into society. Fuck all that. First of all, society ain't even all that anyway. That's part of the thing you start to recognize when you start being honest about reality. It's like, this shit is kind of some bullshit. It's like, you know, it's some bullshit for 45% of the people. Then you have a 20% class that just kind of, like maybe 20% left where you're just kind of floating. And then you got fucking 35% that's like, we eating everybody. So, I mean, to not fall into one of those, I mean, to delude myself so that I can make it into that little strip of 20 who just thinks everything is okay. It's not that tempting of a proposal for me. Oh, I'm more tempted by the idea of, or you can know what's actually going on. That's a fascinating idea. Like, I want to know what's actually fucking happening, what's actually true, before I get up out of this life thing. I mean, we're an animated sack of flesh with unique minds in some ways, with unique minds and unique identities. And I think it would be a waste for me not to investigate the nature of things and instead just be like, nah, I'm just chilling. Nah. So, believe it or not, that's the intro. So, this is the reason why I have all of these, I don't want to call it knockout, drag out arguments with all the people I'm close to. All the people I'm close to know that they're basically my counsel. You actually get close to me by having a good sense of reality. That's actually a requirement. More than likely, if I'm trying to get close to you or want to have a closer friendship with you or find value. Now, this might be fucked up. This actually might be capitalism. We'll come back to that. If I am trying to have a relationship with you, it is because I find your unique perspective, or I should come up with a word for this, like the way you see reality, the way that you, I guess it's like your report. Like if we was all standing in, it's like this. If it's 20 people standing in a room and something happened, somebody run in, slap the shit out of a baby, a donkey kick a window in, and some fucking earthquake happen. That was crazy. Anyway, somebody run in, slap the shit out of a baby, a donkey kick the window in, an earthquake happen. It's 20 people standing in a room. if I ask everybody, what just happened? What just happened? What just happened? What just happened? The people that I'm trying to get close to are the people who will be able to outline what happened wildly correctly, like super correctly, like straight face, hella correctly, not trying to bias the situation, not saying something they don't know. Like maybe you didn't see nobody slap a baby, so you like, I don't know, a baby started crying because he fell off a table. And it's like, no baby fell off a table. Like, yeah, the baby was on the ground by the table. He fell off a table. He started crying. And it was because the donkey kicked the window in and the glass hit the baby. He fell off the table and started crying. That person who is very confident that that's what happened and that's what they saw because they're assuming that, I'm getting the fuck away from them. Quick. I hate that. Oh my God. Yuck. I hate that. I'm getting the fuck away from them. But the person who was like, people think it was an earthquake because the donkey hit a fucking structural beam when it ran away. And that's why it seemed like it hit the fucking thing because the glass broke from the structure doing, whatever the fuck, some shit like that. Those are the people that I will have around me. Those are the people that I care about the most. Those are the people that I see the most value in so that causes me to create a council. Am I rambling? I don't know. Somebody tell me if I'm rambling, if this makes sense. Because, it is 6:34, so maybe I'm not making sense, but it makes sense to me, so fuck it. I'm going to keep it. Fuck it. So, this is why I want the most to, in some ways, collect, which is why I say I might have to check myself on that. The people who have the ability to say, no, Michael Sanders walked his ass in here and saw a baby was about to fall off the table or had some shit on his face or whatever, and he wiped it off and the baby started crying because he wiped it with his wrist because the top of his hands was dirty. So he wiped it off their face like this. From one angle it looked like he slapped the baby, but he actually didn't slap the baby. The baby just started crying because I don't know what. Y'all get the point. So I find value in the people who are able to do that. A lot of value. Because, like I said before, it starts that equation off better. And I like that. So, just in case new people are coming in and y'all like, what the fuck are you talking about, ElleJanelle? I am explaining why it's valuable to me to be able to identify what is true and to have people around you that are also able to identify what is true, to see reality from bullshit. I need another word for it because bullshit is not sophisticated enough. And that's what we go. Okay, so really I'm trying to tell a story. Also, I made a call-in line. I have a lot of shit going on, I guess. I made a call-in line. I made a call-in number. So at some point, we'll be able to, let me see, is my shit on? At some point, we'll be able to have call-ins. But let me get down to the nitty-gritty. I guess, I don't know if I'm getting closer to telling the story. I don't know. I guess I'm just gonna keep going with it and see. If you hear it, say good morning or whatever, so I can say good morning back to you. But so, I guess I don't know how to tell it because really it's a long argument. And so, how do you retell a long argument? So, basically, I'm talking to one of the people that's on my council. One of the people who I am, thank you, Laura Racer, because I'm for sure rambling, but I think I'm going to get it out. I think. So, I'm getting my reps up, as they say, on the live stream side. So, and I was so entertained by this. So you're actually seeing ElleJanelle. I was so satisfied by the results. I'm just so like, it was such a good kind of conversation and point that we got to. So it's just so delicious. So, I was attempting to, so that is my kind of value system. Are you smart enough to know what's going on? That's probably another reason why I get upset when people are like, you're a contrarian, or you're just saying that for this. Actually, no, I'm not just saying that for this. It's actually against my religion to just say that for this. I'm not, and I'm not gonna say never. I'm not gonna say I would never do that, because there's definitely situations where I could be talking to somebody and I'll lie. I'll lie to them for the benefit of whatever the group. Like, let's say our group is trying to get in somewhere for cheap. I'm not above being like, yeah, we're students and we all go here, all 20 of us, and so we get the student rate or this, or I'm not above that. So don't get me wrong. I'm not saying I'm a monk and I only tell the truth and I never lie. I will lie in order to get some leverage for some sort of transaction against like some corporation or some group that has an unfair power dynamic against me and the group that I'm trying to negotiate for sure. So don't think I'm saying I'm a monk. But the idea that I would be so biased in my interpretation of reality to protect somebody I love, or to protect the idea I love, or to just want to win an argument, which is the worst one. I hate to hear that. You just want to win. What would be winning about being absolutely the fuck wrong? Nothing. That's losing. So yeah, you're right. I would want to win, and I would be winning by getting closer and closer to reality, even if I'm wrong. Being wrong and finding out I'm wrong is winning. So that's why I get so annoyed when people think that I'm just saying shit to say shit. Like, why the fuck would I do that? That's against my religion. So I was having one of those good old arguments. And it's really not an argument. That's another thing. Argument has kind of a negative connotation to it, and people think that I mean that when I say argument, but really I mean it more in like the explain your argument. What's your argument? What's your point of view? Like, you can be like, I would like to argue that we should go to Dunkin' Donuts. And the reason is because the glazed donuts are fresh, which sometimes they're not, and the coffee is, or whatever the fuck. And I'm making an argument that we're going to Dunkin' Donuts, so it doesn't always have to have that negative connotation. But whatever, that's besides the point. I'm having this idea exchange, and we are talking about, I'm trying to explain how capitalism is inherently exploitative. And so I have the understanding of it. I have the general understanding of it, but I don't have the language as good as I should to explain it in detail and validate the claim. That's the brand new thought. I need to have more sophisticated language, but that don't mean I'm fucking wrong, because I be right. I be having a gist of it. I understand the idea and the mechanisms, but when it comes to explaining it, I'm explaining it to, they got everybody enslaved. Like, it's hyperbolic, but it's not a lie. You know what I mean? So it was funny because I was trying to explain it like off the top of my head, even though I kept saying, hey, I'm explaining this on a third grade level. There are people who are scholars that can explain this on a very deep, detailed level, back it up with all these different studies, have spent their life dedicated to explaining how exploitative capitalism is. I am not that fucking person. I am just a person who overly understood the overall, like, I am not the person that's gonna tell you about every motherfucker in the Marvel universe, every single character, but I overall understand that these niggas got special powers and they come together and clash in an effort to acclimate to having special powers and sometimes save the world, allegedly. That's a very, like, if that's the way you describe Marvel, a nigga who loves Marvel and live by, die by that Marvel shit, it'd be like, bitch, what a dismissive ass way to fucking describe Marvel. I forgot about my sound effects. Motherfuckers would be like, I don't even know what that sounded like. Let me introduce the sound effects, because I definitely have a sound effect. What does that sound like? Sorry. I'm sorry. I'm still waking up. So shit like that is too silly. That is too silly to hear this early in the morning. So there's a person who fucking loves Marvel that would be like, bitch, you just said Iron Man. What? That's like, what? Bitch, it's way more detailed than that. But I'm not wrong. I'm not wrong in the shit I said about Marvel or DC or whatever the fuck, nigga. I don't know. Fight me. I don't give a fuck, nigga. Iron Man's the greatest superhero of all times. And then it's Batman. Why niggas gotta be rich to be great superheroes? The shit is a setup. Anyway. What was I saying? And Wakanda sold out black folks by giving vibranium to the CIA. Fuck it. My point. What was my point? Where was I? Was explaining why I don't be wanting to hear I don't be wanting to say or hear or be. What's the word? What's the word for intoxicated by the bullshit? I was explaining that. And I was explaining that I had a epiphany. Oh, sophisticated language. Thank you, DSP. Thank you. Fuck. So I'm right a lot of times, or I'm on the right path, or I kind of know what I'm talking about, but the language is just not sophisticated enough. So I was trying to explain why capitalism is just laced, like it requires exploitation. I think that was the way I was wording it. The shit, it's exploitative. Like that's just how it works. And as I'm going back and forth through this process of talking about it, because you know, and there's another assumption that I had in there. I think I started with the assumption of maybe you have one view of capitalism and what it means, but here is a more detailed view of what capitalism means. And you can understand that the mechanism under it requires exploitation. But I think that was a fucked up assumption because I think I assumed that I was explaining it to a person that was just interested to know. But I think what I was actually doing was talking to a person who is not anti-capitalist. So their understanding of capitalism is a more positive thing. So really it's like, what's this shit you keep saying about capitalism? Not in a way, like I still didn't even express that correct enough. It's not in like a, bitch, what's that shit you was saying about capitalism? I came here to ride for my homies. But in a, maybe, let me hear you out on your explanation about capitalism because I don't see capitalism that way. And this is kind of pushing against my understanding of capitalism and my enjoyment of capitalism. And let me hear out your argument because I kind of disagree, which is cool. I don't have no problem with that. I mean, I don't feel that way, but I mean, I don't have a problem with another person feeling that way. And so basically I was trying to explain how it's exploitative. And we started off with an example. I started using extremes. Now I feel like I'm finna fuck this up. I feel like if you are the person I had this conversation with and you're watching, call me. So that cause I don't want to hear shit later about I didn't tell the story right. I fucked the story off. I don't want to hear it. If you would like to participate, call me. If not, this is the story. I'm telling it based off my memory. I don't want to hear that shit. I mean, I'll listen, but I don't want to hear shit. So, I tried to use like a laundromat example. I tried to use like, basically I was trying to say a person is in a position where they're selling you something, but they're selling it to you for way more than it should cost because of the conditions that you in, where you would still have to buy it for hella more than it costs. And it's not so much, I think at first they were stuck on like, okay, let's say I'm a cleaners and I wash a load of clothes. It may cost me $1 to wash a load of clothes, right? And you would think would retail that for something, $2, $2.50 or whatever. And I'm including everything in the dollar. I'm including the rent, the supply, everything, all of the shit. I'm not saying, so don't do what about all the other shit you got to pay for? I'm including all of that in the dollar. I'm using a easy numbers to do easy math. But instead, you want to charge $5. And then I had to take it all the way. I took it all the way up to the max because then we started getting stuck on this. Well, $5, I mean, that ain't that bad. Okay, what if I want to charge $200 then? And shit is like $1. And it's like, well, the market kind of corrects itself because if it wasn't worth $200, nobody would buy it from $200. And it's like, no, not really. What happens is people create situations where you're at so much of a need. You're in so much of need that you would spend it, that you would buy the $200. It's almost like I'm going to a concert, and that motherfucker is so far away from the car or the parking lot that I would have to walk. The place that you could park for free is so fucking far away that you would have to walk from 2 miles. 2 miles from, okay, you can park your car here for free, and then you start hitting that 2-mile walk to the concert, nigga. And then when the concert is over, get ready to hit that 2-mile motherfucking walk to the car. Which is funny that I say this, because when I was in France, I was walking like a motherfucker. When I went to the Black Thought concert, I walked so far leaving the Black Thought concert, and then I got on a train. Then I went and met my friends, and then that's the night that France actually won a game in the World Series. So the streets went crazy. Everybody was walking. So it's funny, even thinking about walking, the economy of walking. I walked 2 miles hella times in France. But now while I'm using it as an example, it's like nobody's gonna fucking do that. But anyway, that's just like a separate thing. I don't know what that means, but I need to think about that later. What does that mean? The economy of walking in different countries based on the walkability of the city. What was I talking about? What was I fucking talking about? Oh, ain't nobody gonna fucking walk the 2 miles. So, all right, parking is $180. God damn, mon frere, $180 to park here. I know I'm using an over-exaggerated number just so you can make the point, because it's not really about the number itself. It's about the relation, it being something shocking, sticker shock or whatever the fuck. And it's one thing if it's like, okay, that's just the cost of it. I mean, that's just how much it costs. That's one thing. It's another thing if it's like, I colluded to make it so there's nowhere you can park for free unless it's 2 miles away. I made that the case so that I can create this situation where you would even consider in your mind, like, all right, man, just pay the motherfucking $180. Just pay the $180 to park, man, because we got the babies with us. You know what I'm saying? I got grandma with us. She can't walk no motherfucking 2 miles. I got this injury in my leg that I never quite got fixed right because I don't really have health care. I can't walk no fucking 2 miles. So pay the $180. Like, you sure? Because this $180 was supposed to be for groceries. Pay the $180. We'll figure out whatever to do, whatever, because the tickets, we already bought the tickets. We don't have no choice. It's a flawed example because I'm talking about something where you should have stayed your punk ass at home, right? Maybe you didn't have to go to the concert, but that's not the point. The point is just you create a situation where a person has a certain type of need and a certain type of willingness to pay exorbitant prices for things, and then you charge them exorbitant prices. That in itself is exploitation, right? So I'm explaining this. We're having this back and forth where it's like he's like, well, because remember we're using the laundromat cleaners example, how much a load of clothes was. Well, really, I'm doing you a favor by you're welcome, nigga, because you needed to. Because I think I used an example like it costs $200 to wash the load or something like that, to wash a couple of loads. And he was like, well, how often you do that? I'm like, every 2 weeks. And he like, so it's $400 a month to get the clothes washed. How much would it cost to wash it at your house? I'm like, it would cost less to wash it at my house, but the upfront cost to get the washer and dryer or whatever in my house is $800. So I may not have the $800 at one time, but I have the 200. Like, oh, here goes the 200. Here goes the 200 because I have to have clean clothes because maybe I can't hand wash my clothes at home and still have my job or something like that. Because I was trying to create an example of how the cards be stacked against you. That's the reason why people will pay the 200. And yes, I'm using extreme arbitrary numbers just to make the point of it's inflated. It's inflated on purpose. The fact that you will pay it is what makes it cost that much, which is the disgustingness of it all. Because it's like, if you are in a situation where I can get you to pay $180 for that parking, like what I was describing earlier, then in some ways, that means that it was worth $180. Like in a point of view, like I've been in some business incubators where their explanation was, because you have all these equations. How much is this product worth? Oh, how much did it cost to make? What's the market? This is $9.99. And their argument was that shit is worth whatever you could sell it for, which I hate. I hate that shit. That's some pimp ass shit right there. If I can create a situation where you would pay $180 for that fucking parking spot, that mean that parking spot is worth $180, nigga. What you mean overcharge? Ain't no such thing as an overcharge. If you'll let that motherfucking money out your hand to park there, that's how much that shit costs. Which I don't fuck with. I don't like that. That's some bullshit. That's and like I said, I like the sophistication of language. Like, so even that explanation, me explaining that was a bullshit ass explanation. That was a lazy, spotty explanation. So I started bringing in chat. Well, no, I don't want to say I started bringing in chat. He started bringing in, we start checking things with AI because I don't want to bring it. I don't want to say it like I'm doing something he wasn't doing or he's doing something I wasn't doing. So we were arguing about whether or not it's inherently exploitative or whatever. And I'm trying to explain to him that exploitation is a requirement of it. But I got the words, but I don't super have the words. And I was talking about how, I'm trying to remember the exact part I was explaining is inherently, I think it was the competition part. Because like in my economics class last semester, he was kind of explaining to us how like competition between firms. So let's say I have a business that sells soda cans, right? I don't know why I said soda cans, but soda in a can. Okay. On this side of the street, we got Pepsi. On this side of the street, we got Coca-Cola. The competition between those two firms kind of can create the exploitative process because let's say Pepsi is like, I can pay people $30 an hour. I can pay people $30 an hour. And Coca-Cola is like, no the fuck. I'm paying niggas $12 an hour. In some ways, the fact that Coca-Cola is paying niggas $12 an hour is an incentive for Pepsi to not pay $30 an hour because in competing with Coca-Cola, that can put him in a position to put him the fuck out of business because now Coca-Cola has all of these extra resources, their profit margin is so much bigger, all of this shit, which while they are in competition with you, they're going to use that save money to put your ass out of business. And it's maybe that's a hard example to understand because Pepsi and Coca-Cola, it feels like they got so much money they're gonna be put out of business. But turn Pepsi and Coca-Cola to Jasmine's lemonade stand on this side of the street and Paul's Kool-Aid stand on the other side of the street. Then they in competition with each other. You gonna buy Kool-Aid, you gonna buy lemonade. You gonna buy Kool-Aid, you gonna buy lemonade. And they just walking down the street. Paul, Jasmine, Kool-Aid, lemonade, Kool-Aid, lemonade. Jasmine can have her cousins go up and down the street saying, we got a lemonade stand, And he paid them $30 while fucking Paul could be like, man, I got one nigga that sit here for $12 a day. Nigga. No, I'm just playing. They sit here for $12. They sell the Kool-Aid. At the end of the day, Paul can very well have way more money in profit than Jasmine and sell less. Because Jasmine is spending a lot of money on labor. So even that is a very third grade explanation of what it is I'm trying to explain. So we going through this process. I'm explaining all of this. I'm attempting to explain all of this because I do not want to present it like I'm in the professor category and I just exactly know. And I don't present it that way when I'm talking. I make it very clear. My understanding is this or something like that. Let's look it up. Let's see. Michelle Ramsey. Hi, Michelle. I think this is my first time seeing you. Welcome to Brand New Thoughts. Welcome to the channel. I always thought something was wrong with me for refusing to pay for certain things, even though I can afford it. My brain was like, this doesn't make sense. Past exactly. You'll be like, wait a minute. So you said it's a what? Like you go to a hotel, right? And they be like, well, you can add on breakfast for $95 a day. Where? This shit I just walked past in the thing? Like, yeah, I mean, you know, this is $95. I mean, you know, it's just that's how much it costs. You know, we have a full breakfast shebang down there. It's like, bitch, I saw the food that was down there. It ain't a $9 to $5 plate nowhere. Coming out. The fruit's good, don't get me wrong, but nigga, this ain't fucking what's them things called? You know how they put the fruit together and they make the little bouquet of fruit? I don't know what is that shit called. Fucked up my joke because I couldn't remember what it was called. Anyway, the bouquet of fruit. I fucked my joke up. It happens to the best of us. Hold on, where's my... I gotta get the timing right with my little shit. Hold on. I tried to make a joke. Edible arrangements. Fucked my joke off. Anyway. Yes, I agree. Michelle, welcome to the channel. I ain't paying that shit. I would walk that 2 blocks. I'm not paying that 180 to park. But let me tell you how I will pay the 180 to park. The walking ain't gonna get me. I'm walking. Fuck all that. Because the 180 is crazy. Let me tell you how they'll get me. I'm going to my favorite concert. I got these tickets through some fluke. They front row tickets. I'm excited for this one experience. But I had to work late. So because I had to work late, I'm not going to get there until 30 minutes after the concert already started. So if I get there and I park 2 miles away, I ain't going to get into the concert all until an hour and a half in it. And the concert is only 2.5. So if I do this, then I'm end up only having an hour to experience these amazing tickets. Now that actually might get the 180 out of me. And that is another, situation that could be created by I can't not work this job, so or whatever the fuck. So that's what I was explaining. How not only is it that hey Michelle, I also want you and BK to know that I stick around for the end to see you because the energy between you guys and Justin is show. Oh, thank you, Michelle. I do love the end when we be a little delirious. We know Justin gonna sing. That's what we be getting some good takes off during that time. I'm not gonna lie. You ever seen little kids when they start getting sleepy, they just start saying anything? That kind of be us. But we be cooking though still at that same time. Almost popped back in on the last one, but that's besides the point. So, did I lose myself? Am I rambling? Basically, I was trying to explain how it's probably not even so much about the fact that it's profit there. Nobody's against profit. I mean, you make something and you sell it, you want to make a profit for it. That's the motivation to make it. It's the collusion that's the problem. It's the collusion that you put me in the situation where it's so much pressure. It's such a pressure point where I would pay the $200 to wash a load of clothes. Or you created this fake ass situation where I would pay the 180 for the parking spot because you colluded to make it where you pay the 180 or you walk 2 miles. That's the shit that be some bullshit. And so I think I was kind of getting somewhere with that with him. And I was kind of like, so do you see anything wrong with it? Do you find it to be unethical? And it was a lot of no's. And I'm gonna be honest, I don't want to, because I don't want to mispresent it. The no wasn't unacceptable. Like him being like, no, I don't fucking see nothing. I don't see nothing wrong with that. That's just business. It wasn't a crazy no. Like I could be emotional and be like, oh, what? What type of human being are you? You don't see anything wrong with that? Do you not have a heart? Do you not have a soul, young man, to care about others? Hey, Lil. Lil is awake. Welcome, Lil. Welcome, Lil, to the room. Your friendly neighborhood moderator. So all that shit y'all was doing before Lils got here, it's over with now. I'm just playing Lils. They was on their best behavior. So the point that I make, my stomach is growling. This is not me. Okay. So the point that I was trying to make is it was the collusion that made it, to me, unethical, immoral, and some bitch ass shit to do. Like, because, okay, this is not like, oh, I just want to be first on the slide. This can be life or death, the way you collude, because you really have to make a person have a fear of death to motivate them to pay that $200. You know, it's not exact death. It's not off with your head right now, but it's like, damn, if I don't do that, if I don't take these low wages, I might not have any health care. Or if I don't do this, I may not have the money to pay for medicine for my grandma. She could fucking die. If I don't do this, I might, this is the last house I'm able to get because my credit is fucked up. And if I don't have this house, I could end up in the fucking, I don't know. It's all these different elements of, I'm going to just take the low wages, or I'm going to just pay the $200. Some bullshit. And it's false. It's false situations that are created specifically for you to have the pressure to be taxed the fuck out of and to be pimped the fuck out of. And I don't fuck with it. I don't like it. But that is a very unsophisticated way to describe it. And so what happened was we got to the point where it was like, I would say something, he would say something, and we would be like, put it in the claw. Put it in the motherfucking claw, dang. And this is what I noticed. So brand new thought. Oh, wait. I should do my, hold on. Sorry, y'all. I wasn't ready. I should do my motherfucking, brand new thought thing. Hold on. Wait. Hold on. I'm a little bootleg this morning. Let's stick with me. Love me through my bootleggedness. Hold on. Let's put this here. Okay. Love me even when I'm bootleg. Try this again when I come back because I'm gonna fix it in the edit. All right. So during your exchange, did you write this off as just BS? No, I didn't. He meant that shit. So let's see my shit. So I gotta get this part right. I gotta get my second camera right. So, brand new thought. Tell me if y'all can't hear me when I do my monologue. So, brand new thought. Damn, what's the thought? Hold on, y'all. Damn, I lean back. I don't even got the motherfucking thought down yet. Okay. So, brand new thought. ElleJanelle needs to have a higher standard of sophistication in trying to communicate ideas, because the laziness, and I hesitated to call it laziness, but the laziness of trying to say, it's basically like this. Everybody's exploited. It's the same thing. It's like this. The laziness, that lack of sophistication in what I'm trying to explain does me a disservice on trying to get closer to the truth. we already explained that it's somewhat of a violent process, ripping people out of their understanding of reality or the ideas that they hold dear. So if I want to be the type of person or the person that specializes in identifying reality, that requires a more sophisticated language, because without that, that's like doing surgery with a fucking butter knife. And I'm just like, man, they need surgery, so fuck it. It's a knife. It's a knife, ain't it? It's a knife. No, correct surgery, uh, doing it with consideration for other people's humanity and the value of the body, the sacredness of the body, which, just in case you're not following the analogy, that would go with the sacredness of the mind. You don't do surgery with no fucking butter knife or no steak knife. You need a scalpel. You need a clean environment. You need a sophisticated, well trained surgeon that's going for the exact spot that they're trying to go for in order to get the desired results. And ElleJanelle is on a quest to increase the level of sophistication in her language so that I can reduce the amount of resistance to the things that I'm trying to say so that I can get better feedback. I think my goal is actually better feedback. And maybe that's a flawed goal because I want to know when I'm wrong. I want to know if what I'm saying doesn't make no fucking sense. And people are, I'm not able to get to the people who are scholars in the situation or open to the idea or have enough information if I'm stuck at um the specific way you worded it wasn't sophisticated enough. So brand new thoughts, more sophistication. I have a hypothesis that more sophistication in my language would lead to less. I was trying to rhyme, so that's why I fucked it off. Like, why? What did I want it to rhyme for? I also had this theory about niggas believe shit when it rhyme. I was trying to rhyme, but more sophistication in my language will lead to less, basically, less wasted time, kind of combating kind of some simple, like the more simple things. It's like I should be able to easily explain why exploitation is baked into capitalism in a way that's like undeniable, in a way that's like not like once you hear it, it's like, well, not quite, because what about this? I should be able to word it in a way where it's like, no, this is what I'm saying in kind of a tight capsule of understanding. And I think I do that by maybe reading more. I don't fucking know how to do that if I'm being honest. Like how do I make my language more sophisticated? People say reading more, but sometimes you can read some shit with a person don't know what the fuck they talking about. So that is my goal. More sophistication in my language so I can reduce the amount of combativeness to my ideas. Or because nah, that's not why. It's not to reduce the amount of combativeness to my ideas. In a way, it is, but that's not the end goal. My end goal is getting to more information and having deeper conversations. But the combativeness to the ideas is like the bouncer at the door, not letting me in the club. And in the club is more answers. In the club is more information. In the club is more ways for me to spread my understanding of reality. But I can't get past the bouncer because I'm outside. Like, what the fuck is you talking about, man? I don't need no motherfucking ID. Like, obviously I'm over 21, nigga. What the fuck is you talking about? And I'm looking at the bouncer like he tripping. But it's like, no, you're tripping. Where's your ID? And I think a more sophisticated way to explain things may make the bouncer be like, "Oh, what's up, ElleJanelle? Come on, come on in." Maybe I could be wrong. Brand new thought. Brand new thought. Brand new thought. Brand new thought. Brand new motherfucking thought. Brand new motherfucking thought. Let's see what y'all saying. Astuteness, as much as your awareness. Thank you, Kay. Michelle, do we feel we have to do that because we know we will get pushback because we are women, our color is smart? Michelle, yes. First of all, yes. Yes. Do I feel like I get pushback because of that? Yes. But I think it's more than that as well. I think I need to recognize that it's violent. Like when it is violent to people for you to say that their understanding of reality is fake. So that'll make a motherfucker be like, no, that people will defend their idea of reality. So a lot of people that are like me, the girl who wants to say the thing, I think you do a disservice to yourself where you're like, I don't understand why everybody's getting mad. I do. I understand very well why everyone is getting mad. Everyone is getting mad because you're basically saying their understanding of reality that they have come to grips with. Because think about it. You just woke up in a flesh suit one day, opened your eyes, and it was a whole world around you. That could be actually terrifying if you think about it a lot. Like, wait a minute, nigga, you just in a flesh suit, animated, moving around, and it's a whole bunch of other flesh suits could kill you, could hurt you, could harm you, could help you, could feed you, all of this shit. So you start to develop a certain level of accepting certain things in order to not fucking be insane, being alive. And then when you start to tear that apart, no, this is not actually reality. That shit can be triggering. So yes, I think it's a little bit, I do think it's a little bit of who is this black person or this woman of color or whatever it is. I do think it's a little bit of that. But then I also think it's the human nature of, wait a minute, that's not the understanding of reality that I had accepted and was okay with and found a way to find peace and solace and live my life. Don't take my reality apart because I was just getting comfortable. So I think that's an important thing to recognize. So if you are one of the people who's like, ugh, I'm going to ask a question and say the thing, and sometimes it can be exhausting. Don't also be the person like, what is everybody so mad about? I don't understand why everybody's so... Understand why everybody's so triggered so that you can operate from that stance. Jamie Jane, hello. I don't think that I've talked to you before. I think establishing a foundation of truth is important for the development of the conversation. Arguing with someone without established facts is very draining. I totally agree, Jamie. I remember when I first started adding this into it, like, okay, let's establish something. When I first included, let's just do the established facts in my debate style, I need a sound effect for this. What's a good one? Yeah, okay. So like when I first started being like, you know what? Let's just establish some motherfucking facts first. Do you agree that this is this? Do you agree that this is that? Let's get that out the way first. Bro, I used to come through like, yeah. I remember when I first started implementing that. That shit started shifting conversations far. Like, because I would realize that, oh, when you say that word, you mean this. When I say it, it means this. Ooh, the established facts. You cook with that, Jamie Jane. And Leo's moderator of the year says she remember you from the CU chat. So hello. Nice to meet you. Let me see. Order I'm in. Okay, Kay. I get it. Excitement gets the best of us in conversation, especially when we've weighed the facts. Michelle Ramsey. Have peeped that about myself and working on improving my skill set. And Kay, some folks are willfully obtuse and they like to be embroiled in discourse. Yes. And I don't want to be one of those people. That is hella annoying. Like, it took for me to find... Because I used to wonder what people thought I was doing. Like, why the fuck do they think I'm doing that? Until you meet somebody who does do that. Be like, oh, they think I'm doing that. No, I'm not doing that. So, what I'm trying to get to is... So I'm explaining the inherently exploitative part, right? And then when we got to the chat or whatever, when we got to the fucking chat, I told the chat what I was saying, and I'm saying chat, but it's Claude, but I use both. When I told it what I was saying, and it structured it in a way where it's like, this is actually the more correct way to say it. It's not that what I was saying was wrong. It's not that what I was saying was wrong. It was hyperbolic, which some people could argue is a type of wrong. Whatever. I don't want to be. What I'm saying is it lacked the sophistication of certain parts. And I found that to be quite fascinating. I'm trying to find the actual one where it was like, I was saying it this way, and they were like, now if you were to say A, B, and C, 1, 2, and 3, then that would be absolutely correct. And A, B, and C, 1, 2, and 3 was not that far away from what I was saying. It just, the over exaggerated parts was pulled out and the truer parts was put in. It was like I don't know. It was fire. I can't find it though, which is annoying as fuck right now. And that's what led me to this title, Unshitification. Because I think I was unshitifying my fucking responses. So we need to do reverse and shit. That's what I should have named it. Reverse Unshitification. Unshit the shit. So we're going to talk about unshitification in a second too. And I'm going to play this video my homie sent me. I know he listening to. I don't know why the fuck he ain't called me yet. Let's see. So where is the part? Let me see if I can find it for you guys. Because the really important part is where we start talking about, yeah, I like unshit as a word. Man, let's unshit this real quick. Like what? Oh, wait, hold on. I can't even see because it's so early. What button do I want to?
Stop the cap.
Let's unshit this real quick. I like that. Unshitification. Maybe I'll add us a little,
What the hell you think you're doing?
shooting that little shit. Oh, maybe I'll add us a little, intro or like a little video and we can have a segment. Unshitification or something. What Lil says, let me unshit this shit. So when we have some bullshit pop up and we could unshitify it, we could clean it up. Like this is like, I see what you're saying, but let's unshit this shit real quick and just, I like that. That's fucking funny. That is fucking funny right there. So let me see if I can find it. Hold on. I think I am close to it. We can do an unshitification section. That would be so fucking funny. It's crazy because I see the end of the conversation in my thing, but I don't see the beginning. But there was the part that I want to read you, I can't find. I was basically explaining how, I need to refresh this shit. Let's refresh this shit. I was basically explaining how the shit had inherent exploitation, but it's like it agreed that it had inherent exploitation, but it wanted to highlight that it's not every step of the way. Like there could be one person in a capital, or there could be some people or a group of people in a capitalist system that do get paid their fair amount for their labor. Because that's really what it's about. It's about the value of labor. In that same economics class that I've mentioned so many times that I know y'all like, all right, let's check another economics class. He really helped me understand how really all of this is about the value of labor and who that value gets distributed to, regardless of whose labor it is. Because he was basically explaining the theory that value is only created through labor. And basically individuals have the labor because they're the people who do the labor or whatever. And capitalists basically buy that from them. So you have 1 hour worth of labor. You may do some labor with it that creates $500 in value, but I want to give you $20 for that because you in a situation where you would actually sell me that labor for $20 because you don't have the ability to make the $500 from it. And there's collusion to put you in a situation where not only do you not have the ability to make the $500 from it, but you really do need that $20. If you don't get that $20, you might starve to death or die or live on the street. So that's kind of what the that's kind of what the that's kind of what that is why people look at it as morally unethical. You're colluding to put me in a situation where I'll take the $20, not just take the $20. I'll lightweight thank you because I really needed the $20 because I could have fucking died without the $20. And you also put me in a situation where there's no way that I could actually get the $500 for my labor, even though my labor is creating $500 in value. So a lot of times the complaints seem like they're about making money, but it's not really about making money. It's the distribution of the value that you get for your labor. That's really what it's about. And so what was my point? I was making a point. A lot of people sometimes assume that every time you talk about entrepreneurialism, you have to be talking about capitalism, but you could be talking about socialism, communism, other economic systems where people get a different distribution of value for their labor. And so even that, what I just said is a second grade, third grade explanation of this shit. Like this shit is so much more complicated and layered and sophisticated than what I'm saying. And so I said some shit like that, right? And fucking Claude resaid what I said the more correct way. And I'm trying to find it so I can read it to y'all, but I can't fucking find it. I'm gonna be honest. I can't find it. I can't fucking find it. Oh man. So I wish I could find it though. Maybe it was on maybe it was one of his chats. No, because I read it. Jamie Jane says, I don't think labor creates value. I think power creates value. So I think we need to look closer at what gives people power. Okay. Tell me more. Precisely. Exchanging time for money is the biggest scam. We can't get the time back. Let's see. I'm trying to explain. Okay, maybe this is it. I'm trying to explain capitalism and how it's inherently exploitative, and at some point, the person I'm talking to does not think it's guaranteed exploitation. And where's the part? Sorry guys. I know I'm supposed to have this better. Y'all hear my stomach growling? Let me turn my microphone down. All right, I'm back. I think it's done. I can't find it. I hate it, y'all, because it would have been so fun. But okay, so I'm gonna skip past that part. There was a reading in that part that was very interesting because it was a much better way to explain the exploitative nature. I don't know what the fuck it is. Maybe it's on my iPad. Maybe my shit didn't sync. It's somewhere. I don't know what the fuck it is. But the one that I do have is because once he kind of started to, yes, I know, Lil, and I knew you were gonna say that, and I was supposed to eat some avocado toast before. Look, is that $95 breakfast talk? Stomach like I'm not worth it. See, now imagine, because I'm hungry. Like I started a little hungry. I'm drinking the water, but imagine feeling the hunger that I have. I'm not starving to death, but I'm a little bit hungry. I don't even eat that much anyway, so I'll be fine. I'll let my stomach growl for a while. It'll stop. Like I'm one of those type of people. But it could be a situation where it's like, you stand in this hotel room and you're like, bitch, no, I'm not adding no $95 breakfast onto my shit. But it most definitely could be a situation where you're like, fuck, gotta pay that $95 today. And that's the reason why that shit is $95 in the first place. When you first got to the hotel, you was like, who the fuck? Why would it be $95? It's $95 because they already had the experience of knowing that somebody in this hotel gonna be running so motherfucking late. It's so motherfucking hungry because they preparing for some presentation they gotta do. They was up all night. They don't have it, or they have a budget. They using a company's card. All these other reasons, or they gonna pay that motherfucking $95. So that means it's worth $95. I don't like that. I think that's some bullshit. But yes, the shit explained in a more sophisticated way. I think he was kind of starting to see what I was saying, but then he was like, and so I'm like, so you don't see nothing wrong with that? He like, well, he was starting to kind of lean sideways. And I'm not presenting this like I just won an argument. We had a good conversation. We won because we actually ended up going over economic systems and really refreshing our memory and our understanding about these things. So we actually won. It was actually really dope. This is why I love my circle. And so we were talking about that. We were kind of going back and forth. And then I started mentioning the collusion. I was like, so what if I, cause he like, well, if you paid the 200, he was starting to agree. Like, well, if you paid the 200, that means it was worth 200. I mean, to be honest, they did you a favor by giving you a laundromat because you had to go. Cause I added this element like, well, he was like, well, you should just wash the shit by hand and not go to the laundromat. Like, well, what if the job I'm going to is like, you can't have hand wash shit. You have to have it from the laundromat. It's not an exact example. The example is just, you have to buy this thing because it's a requirement somewhere else. Kind of like how the government makes you buy insurance, right? In some ways, kind of like that. And then he like, well, pay the 200, whatever. And then I was like, what if they colluded? What if they colluded to have the job tell you had to have a launder shirt? You know, I started adding in the collusion. When we got into the collusion, he was starting to lean. He was starting to say, well, yeah, I think he was starting to see it like, well, damn, if they colluded to put you in a situation to make you pay the 200, then I am starting to see something ethically kind of wrong with that. But he was kind of standing kind of strong because it's like, whatever, that's part of the game, you know? Because a lot of this capitalism shit really is just gangster shit at the end of the day anyway, and pimp shit. That's another thing I think is fascinating, how they've let Black people kind of take on this image of the gangsters, the criminals, the pimps. This shit, this capitalism shit, this fucking American shit, this is some of the most gangster, pimpinest shit in the world. If anything, it's the record that niggas is sampling when they try to go do some gangster shit. Like, this shit is a sample. The fuck? These niggas is gangsters. And it's also kind of funny how certain places I'd be like, that's my homie, he a gangster. Of course he think like that. But then when I see the other people, I'd be like, look at this gangster shit. So we all hypocrites. We're all hypocrites. So so that part started getting interesting. And then we got to war. Because this is what happened. We started looking up socialists. We started looking up it's facts, Lil. Politics ain't nothing but street shit in suits. That's a fact. And I think it came the opposite way. I think politics being so much gangster shit is what trickled it down to the streets being the type of gangster shit they got. Because it's really that politics shit anyway. I don't know why that made me want to talk to Glasses. He cooked when he was like, this shit is just diplomacy. He cooked. If y'all didn't see Glasses on the third verse podcast, hold on, let me say hello to Glasses. Where was I, y'all? Where the fuck was I at? We started talking about war because then he started asking like, well, what's the because he was like, basically anytime you exchange a dollar or whatever is capitalism. I'm like, no, it's different. It's other economic systems. Like, those people are still making products. They're still buying and selling things, including services. They're still, profit is still included. It's really about the distribution of the wealth and the ownership of the businesses. And then he started looking up like, well, what are the other economic systems? And then we started looking at like socialism and different things like that. And then he's like, well, which one is a socialist country? I did find this to be an important distinction, that none of them really are pure. They all have these kind of blends where it's like, it's socio-capitalist, or it's a social democracy, or all these different kind of blends of it all. But when you start looking at what are the socialist countries? And it was like, the chat basically said, there really ain't no socialist countries because the socialist countries have become communist countries. And there it is. And so, you know, he kind of tried to lean on that for a second, like, well, it ain't no socialist countries. They all communists, which is a very good thing to pop out, because I don't know that I'm communist. Yeah, it's a road too far. road too motherfucking far. So I do think people have a good argument where they say, well, socialism ends up leading to communism. Yeah, good fucking point, homie. Great point. But so he started looking into, did any of that shit work? And I love when people bring this argument up, when they be like, when these people be like, well, socialism never works. I love when people say that. I'm gonna tell you why. Sorry, it's something on this chair. I got that old auntie pick, like where it's like you gotta pick that shit. Like if it's like a little something on some furniture or something, I gotta pick that shit off. It's a black auntie thing. Anyway, I love when people bring that up. You know why? Because it introduces the chance to explain why. And the explanation is because y'all can't be successful at that shit because we need to make our $200, which I think is funny as shit. Hey, if I'm charging niggas, yes, there are blends, and I'm sick of people acting like we can pick a little. We can't. Did I say can't? That we can't pick a little of everything and make it work for everyone. We're literally on a rock floating in space. We can create anything. Jamie, I think the same way. Like let's just come up with a mix that makes it better for, I don't want to say more people, because they also have this thing in philosophy where you kind of determine what's good or bad. And you can have this like, oh, if more people are helped, then it's better. But that's a slippery slope because more people is really 51%. So let's say 55% of the people are more helped by the bottom 20% being slaves. Like, hold the fuck on. Like, wait, y'all said y'all wanted the higher percentage of people to be helped. And if the bottom 20% is slaves, then 55% of people are happier. So this helps more people. I think that's utilitarianism, but maybe not. Don't quote me on that. So, what was my point? Fuck, I hate when I do that. What's my point? Let me rewind back in my mind. We were talking about so we started looking into the different systems or whatever. And then we get to the point where it's like, well, why aren't the socialist countries still there? Guess what? You want to know why the socialist countries aren't still there? Because the capitalist countries come and kill the motherfuckers. Yep. And that's what I mean by lack of sophisticated language. But it is true. So, you can't have a successful socialist project because then all our citizens of our country are going to want a successful socialist country so that they can have health care and easier access to food and less pressure to pay their rent. And we roommates. I got a girlfriend, you got a girlfriend. You can't keep buying your bitch flowers every day coming in here because now my bitch want flowers, nigga. Fuck is you doing? Gotta break this shit up. Yeah, my bitch want to go on dates all the time. Yeah, my bitch want to sit in the living room and get motherfucking foot rubs. God damn, nigga. You being too nice to the broad. Got my bitch looking at me like, nigga, where's my gifts? Like, I don't want to give no gifts to the bitch. So, my understanding is that the capitalists will get together and come get rid of your monkey fucking socialist ass trying to give people shit. Fuck is wrong with you? Fuck out of here. So I love when people say that because that's fun. That's fun to bring up. And so that's how we started getting into war. And then he was like, well, and I was like, is it morally wrong when you go to war? Is it morally wrong when I force you through violence to participate in capitalism? Because now I found out, hey, I can put niggas in a certain situation where they'll pay that $200 for the load of clothes. They'll pay that $180 for the parking spot. And please don't overemphasize the fucking parking spot it's just examples. It's more about the relation. It's something that is obviously not worth that much, but then it becomes worth that much because you create a situation where you have leverage over that person or they have pressures to make them pay it. Just so that I can say their side. Their side is that if you fucking pay it, it's worth that much. Cool. I understand y'all point of view. My point of view is you can't use that as a data point if you're manipulating the situation around it to make them pay it. That's stupid. That's like being like, if she fucks, she a hoe. But you rape her. I don't know if I can say that word on YouTube. It's like nigga, that's not the same thing. Anyway, that's what I said. Lack of sophistication. So I was like, so what you find out that capitalism gives you this opportunity to create pressure to get them 200s and them 180s. And then you start saying this capitalism shit needs to be everywhere. And then you go to war to bring it there. Now is it cool? And when we got to the violence, we got to it not being cool, which was fascinating. No, don't block yourself from the chat, Lil. That was fascinating to me. When we got to the get down or lay down, because we bringing capitalists to your town, because if I can get $200 out of these niggas, I can get $200 out the whole world. Yes, I know it's only $200 for the people who are not paying attention, who going to be like, $200? We're just using it as an example of having some shit like washing a load of clothes for you for $200. We're not saying that there's actually somebody out there who's washing a load of clothes for $200, even though there probably is, because I took my fucking blanket, my California king size blanket, to the fucking not laundromat, the cleaners, like 2 or 3 months ago, and them motherfuckers wanted $75 to clean my blanket, and it was on a discount. It was like a 20% off because this your first time customer discount. So 20% is like $15 or some shit. Because 10% is 7 points. So it's like $15. So that means that shit really costs $90, right? So just $200 for a load of clothes is not that crazy. But we're only saying that for the relationship, not for the actual number. So don't get caught up in that. What's my point? Oh, we want to take this motherfucking show on the road. If we got these niggas giving us, $75 was crazy. I was like, for a blanket? I mean, it was a big blanket, but what the fuck? Anyway, what's my point? They want to take that fucking show on the road. If I can sell it to you for $200, then, nigga, I want to sell it to the whole world for $200. That's how I get all this fucking money. And it's like, well, nah, we cool. We want to keep our little socialism shit here. We kind of run our own shit. Not that, also, I don't want to falsely present that I'm saying socialism doesn't have any issues, because it absolutely the fuck does. Or that people do not have the same scam mentality that capitalists have and hide it inside of socialism. I'm not saying that at all. So let me just give that disclaimer. That's just not what we're talking about right now. So to show up on your shores like, we cool. We don't want that capitalism shit here. You know, that shit started getting kind of crazy. We're going to stick with our socialist shit. We kind of sharing the resources amongst ourselves. You know what I'm saying? Our products are a little better. We don't have it all. You know, we're not super rich or nothing, but we all cool. We decent. You know, the shit. And they say, nigga, I was trying to act nice. Walk your motherfucking ass up this beach. Capitalism is here, nigga. I will get down and lay down. You niggas will die. If you try to resist us installing capitalism around this motherfucker. Fuck is wrong with you? Nigga, did you hear me say $200 for one fucking load of clothes? Nigga? Well, what, I'm supposed to let you come in the way of that? You get your ass. You'll sleep on this beach. Right? And so I'm writing my point, but the language isn't sophisticated enough. So he goes, well, which wars was about capitalism? I go, all of them bitches, every last motherfucking one, all of them. And it's funny because when I said it, I was sure. And I'm not always sure like that. Like, I know that all the motherfucking wars is for capitalism, right? And so, and I'm about to get to the end of this. I'm about to wrap this up. So if you've been listening this whole time, thank you very much. Because this is like my first real rant. I guess I'm starting to get into the, I guess I'm really starting to get my footing right. Because I do this a lot where I get into ideas and they have layers and then I talk to other people about it. And so that's kind of what I thought I would be doing on this show, but it hasn't really been the case so far. But this is kind of me where I'm like fleshing through a thought, an idea. And so I don't know. I guess I'm comfortable enough to do it today. But I'm like, all the motherfucking wars, all them bitches is capitalism or whatever. And I guess inherently in his mind, he like, man, I don't fucking know if this is true or not, but it sounds like some bullshit. All the motherfucking wars ain't on no capitalism. So he says some shit like, what about that? So what was Japan and China funking for? What was they beefing about then? How was that about capitalism? And of course, I don't fucking know. I do not know. Like I'll be trying to be very clear. I know I may present as a type of person that's like, I know all of history. That's kind of funny too. Like, oh, you present as a type of person that knows all of history? No, the fuck you don't. I know I may present as a type of person who seem like they would be able to answer that question. I'm not. I'm trying to make it very clear. I'm looking it up. I don't want to motherfucking hold on, let me see. Don't be fucking. I do not fucking know, nigga. So he like, so what was the what was the war for Japan and China about? I'm like, I don't fucking know, but I guarantee it was about capitalism or whatever. And so he like, see, why the fuck would you be saying all of the wars is about capitalism if you don't know? As if I would need to know exactly the story behind every war to say they all about capitalism. Some people say yes, I would. Some people say no, I wouldn't. But we ended up looking it up. This is gonna be the end of this rant. And listen to this shit. I'm really saying all of this just to get y'all to listen to this part. That long ass intro was for this. So, why was Japan and China going to war? If you're referring to the major war between Japan and China in the 1930s and 1940s, the short answer is that Japan wanted land, resources, strategic control, and imperial power, while China was trying to defend its sovereignty and territory. That's some motherfucking capitalism for your ass. And then even after I said that, he was like, nah, I don't know. I mean, is that capitalism? It's a war over capitalism. That's not really a war over capitalism. So I kind of started getting frustrated at this point because it's like, nigga, they just flat out said it was a war over capitalism. They said it was resources and the other group was trying to maintain their sovereignty and these people was moving in to get the motherfucking resources. War over capitalism. And we put it in there and it's like, nigga, no, that is not a sophisticated. That's why I keep coming back to this sophisticated language. Let me unshitify the point I'm trying to make. Let's unshitify this shit. Saying all wars over capitalism is a lazy, borderline dismissive, anti-explanation in a way. Because in saying it that lazy, you give all of this room to attack it when really the idea should be understood more, explained more, reinforced more. But if you lazily say it, then you make it porous enough to drown. I don't know if that made sense. Either I just cooked right there or that didn't make no motherfucking sense. But, so I was like, would you say the war was over capitalism? And I'm very specific about the way I ask questions because you can bias it. I have mindset where it can't really be, I don't want to say it can't be biased, but it has less bias in it. But you have to word shit a certain way because it'll miss the motherfucking point, right? And listen to how So you heard what I just said. My explanation. My explanation is the unshittification explanation because it's lazy. It's hyperbolic. It doesn't have a lot of details in it. It's just like, I overstand this shit, which I'm still right. Don't get me wrong. But it's very lazy. It's a blind, lazy right. It's very basic. Let's unshittify that shit I just said. I found this to be fascinating. Would you say the war is over capitalism? Not exactly. Capitalism was a part of the background, but a war over capitalism is too narrow. Japan's industrial economy needed oil, iron, coal markets, and secure trade routes. Japanese leaders believed territorial expansion into China and the rest of Asia could solve those problems, especially during the instability of the Great Depression. In that sense, capitalist competition, resource pressure, and the desire for protected markets helped drive Japanese imperialism. But the war is also driven by imperialism and militarism, nationalism and racial hierarchy, security concerns, domestic politics, and older imperial rivalries. So, I'm not wrong, right? Not that it's about me being wrong or not. That's not what this is about. This is about sophistication of language. So don't confuse me saying I'm not wrong with like, see, she just want to be right. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is you could be right and fumble because lack of sophistication in language and the unshittification of your point. I got to get my timing down pack a little bit better with the motherfucking buttons, but that's besides the point. We building it while we fly. We building it while we fly. And so I'm like, what's a more appropriate way to phrase it? Listen to this shit. Finally got there. Instead of saying all wars are a war over capitalism, I could have said, listen to this shit. I love this. This made my day. The war was primarily a war of Japanese imperial conquest, but that imperialism was connected to capitalism because Japan saw resources, market, labor, and economic independence through territorial expansion. So this is saying the same exact thing that me saying every war is over capitalism. That's like, that's something that can be attacked. You can start beating that up just on how do I want to word this? Based on the laziness of the structure of it. I'm trying to stop saying lazy and sophisticated, but those really are the right words. Just because of the words that I'm using are very loose. Fuck. It's not a good enough way to explain. It's easily attackable to just say, all wars are over capitalism. It's like people could just start attacking that. But when you say the war, when you say, I'm trying to say it without having Japan in it, just so I can say it over like loosely. Like the war, most wars are connected to capitalism because they are wars fought for resources, market, labor, and economic independence through territorial expansion. What the fuck you gonna shoot down? I mean, if you start talking about capitalism, you're talking about resources, markets, labor, economic independence. You know what I'm saying? Those type of things. Those are elements of capitalism. So if those elements of capitalism are the elements of the war, then the shit is over capitalism. And it's like when you word it that way, it's much harder to shoot at that, and it allows us to move forward in the conversation, to move on down the math instead of just tussling over that first row. So, brand new thought. ElleJanelle's going to unshittify that language because I want to, first of all, that was fire. That is true. Not only is that true, that's truer than what I said. All wars is over capitalism. Okay. Wars are connected to capitalism because they're seeking resources, markets, labors, and economic independence. See what I'm saying? One is like, oh, nigga, this is simple. What the fuck is y'all thinking? One is like, no, I mean, no big deal, but 1+1 is 2. So, you know, it just is what it is. And I really, well, Jamie said, but aren't resources, labor, this little light streak right here got a nigga fucked up when I'm trying to read that. Okay. Aren't resources, labor, etc. tied to every economic system, not just capitalism? Yes. But the part you miss, where is it? You start talking about the independence. It's the way it's okay. So the different economic systems definitely distribute resources, but the specifications of capitalism. Let me tell you what they are, because I found those too. The specifications of capitalism is what I just explained in explaining the motivation for that war. Where is it at? Is that on this same thread? Because we got to that point where we was like, well, what's exactly is the definition of capitalism? Because you saying that the definition is exploitation. And I'm like, I'm not saying the definition is exploitation. I'm saying it requires exploitation. And so we looked that up. So I want to tell them to you exactly. But damn. Hold on. When I explain this, you'll see. I swear I'm missing a fucking chat on here. Oh. Okay, so capitalism as an economic system. Private ownership of businesses and property. So yes, it might be businesses and property and all these other economic systems, but the detail of the private ownership is what makes it capitalism. Investment in capital to earn profits. So it's not the earning profits necessarily that makes it, not even necessarily, it's not the earning profits that makes it capitalism, because you can earn profits in the other economic systems. It's the investment of capital to earn profits that makes it capitalism. In this defining feature of capitalism, they have markets where goods, services, and labor are bought and sold. I don't know why, because I feel like that defining feature would be in all the economic systems, but I'm not gonna say, we're trying to unshitify what I'm saying. And then the last defining feature that it listed was competition between firms. So yes, what you're saying, resources and labor are tied to all economic systems, yes. But the way that they just explained, let me go back to it. But the way that they just explained the motivations behind this war were more aligned with the capitalistic defining characteristics. So then we argued a little bit about how competition creates exploitation or whatever. And then we started to get into the difference between capitalism and imperialism, which was fascinating as well. Because basically capitalism, I'm gonna just tell you real quick, basically the capitalism was like, this is when you just kind of hustling on your block. You're doing the capitalism. Yeah, you just, let's say you selling drugs. You just selling drugs on your block. Yeah, you exploiting people, you fucking people up, because, you know, it's some people on this block who wish they lived on the block without no motherfucking drug dealers on it, but they don't have the power to get rid of you. But the imperialism part is when you like, no, bitch, we're taking over the city. Fuck our block. Nigga, our block, your block, next block, everybody block. Nigga, drugs. So I found that to be very interesting too. Imperialism is when you take the show on the road, nigga. But so I think that's the end of my fucking rant. That's the end of my rant. I think that is. I don't even know if that was a rant. I think that was really me. As a matter of fact, round of applause. So it was really fun. It was a really fun conversation, and what I got out of it is, you know, especially as I decide to do this type of work, which I've decided I'm going to do. It's been some years that people have been trying to, not even people, that I have been getting hints that maybe I should do this type of thing, stream content, speak in different ways, and fuck it, I'm gonna do it. Finally, you know, fuck it. There's a lot of reasons not to do it, but I've decided to do it. So I want to make sure that my language is more sophisticated, and that is my brand new thought of the day. that it is worth it to have that level of sophistication so that we can get closer to that reality that I say I want so bad, so that maybe we can solve some problems. So I found that to be super fun. I'm trying to do the segue into the next thing. I found that to be super fun. Oh, also I set up a phone line. That could be the next thing. Look what I did. Look what I had did. Hold on. That's the wrong thing. Hold on. Look what I had. Hold on. Look what I had did. Hold on. Where the fuck is it at? Look what I had did. You feel me? This bootleg ass transition I just motherfucking did. It's crazy. Let's try this again. Hold on. Let me see if I can get this. Let me see if I can get this shit a little bit. Sorry, y'all. My shit is bootleg right now because I should have this preset up. All right, bam. Don't call yet, y'all, because I got to do one more step. If y'all was even finna call. All right, bam. So I got this little video thing that I did yesterday. Oh, shit. Sorry, y'all. I hate when I don't got my shit together for y'all. I just be clicking shit. Hold on. Let her cook. So I have this, I set this up yesterday. It was so fun going through, you know how you can have vanity phone numbers? I was like going through like, what's a good phone number? Hold on, let me make sure I got the number. What the fuck I'm gonna do if the phone ring? All right, I think I'm ready. I don't know if I'm ready. We'll find out together. But it was hella fun going through the process of like, what's the phone number gonna be? You know, so I wanted to have something consecutive, something that's fun to say. So no, I'm not in Ohio with this 567 area code. I almost had a Florida one though, because that 321 ass L, ooh, that would have been fine. As a matter of fact, I'm trying to get that number. So if you got that motherfucking number, you might have to get down and lay down. No, I'm just playing. But I kind of wanted to do the Florida one where I can do 321 XL, but I couldn't get it. I don't know what made that just turn on out the blue. But I couldn't get it, so I hold on, I gotta turn this off. This is showing shit from my meeting, I think. Hold on real quick, y'all. What the hell? Government. Sit back with this pack and zigzag. All right, hold on. I'm coming back. Oh, shit. Okay. Wait, which one was on? Was on this one? All right, cool. So, who is this saying bye? Hi, Said. Hey, Andy Pandy. Have a great day, Said. Thank you for stopping by. We've been talking like a motherfucker this morning, boy. Woo. We had hella shit going on. So yes, I have a call-in number now. It was fun picking the vanity thing. I was kind of deciding between some different things. I kind of wanted to be like Ellements, 1-800 Ellements or some shit like that. But after a while, I was like, let's just, because I realized I was taking so fucking long to do it. So this is our new call-in number, 567XL. So when you guys call or whatever, if I choose to call you, it might come from this number. When we having a good deep conversation, somebody might be like, "No, I'm just gonna call and say whatever." Boom. So I thought that was fun that we have that, and then yeah, Lil, you right. Like 321 Ask L is fucking dope, but it wasn't available. Like I really wanted that, so we have 567 Ask L, which is crazy because 321 kind of gave the countdown. Like ready, say, go, ask me. But 567 is kind of like it's hyping you up. Like 567 Ask L. It's a different It's interesting how numbers, language, ideas, it's like it really gave something different. 3, 2, 1, ask Ella's like, nigga, hurry up and ask her. On the count of 3. 5, 6, 7 is like, get with the groove, build up your heart to ask her. Anyway, 3, 2, 1 wasn't available. So we building up our groove. What was I talking about? What was my point? What was my fucking point? Did I have a point? I feel like I had a point. So we talked about being more sophisticated in your language today. That's basically what the day has been about. We were talking about a great conversation that I had yesterday in where it helped me understand that it's better to be more sophisticated in my language, because not only does that lead to other people understanding what I'm saying better and having richer, fuller, more conversations, it also leaves us closer to solutions to our problems. And it also helps me reveal what I'm actually thinking and the motivations behind what I'm thinking and my understanding of the world, and it helps me to have epiphanies. So that is my brand new thought of the day. I'm going to unshitify some of my opinions by bringing in more sophisticated language to narrow it down. So instead of saying all wars are over capitalism, one can say a war is connected to capitalism when it is to basically go take people's resources and get more land. See, see, y'all see why I ain't shit, right? Y'all see why I ain't shit. Let me go back to it. Not saying that I'm going to remember this exact thing, but it's almost like, hey, man, if you can't hold the idea in your head, sought resources, markets, labor, and economic independence through territorial expansion. Got to figure out how to get sophisticated enough to explain it that way. But anyway. I thought it was just a recap. Not a recap, but I thought it was interesting that once the violence was introduced, then he was able to see the problem with it. Like, you disagree that makes it capitalist? I think you got a good point, Jamie. You can call in if you want to make the point harder. But I think you do have a good point, because it's like, I'll ask it too. Connected to capitalism because Japan sought you disagree that seeking resources, markets, labor, and economic independence through territorial expansion is inherently capitalistic, right? The war is not about the idea, then it's just connected to capitalism, but not the reason. Wait, what did I say? Hold on. If the war is not about the idea, then it's just connected to capitalism, but not the reason. If the war is not about the idea, then it's just connected to capitalism, but not the reason. I don't know what if the war is not about the idea means, but it sounds like you're saying being connected to capitalism is not the same thing as it being over. Like, I can fight you over my baby daddy, and that would be the reason. But the fact that we from different gangs don't mean this is a gang war. That sounds like what you're saying. But it is though. It is though. Like, if I'm fighting you over my baby daddy, that might be the reason. But it being connected to I'm thinking of something that's not religious differences. Let's say we're two different religions, and I don't fuck with your religion. But the reason we're fighting is because you said something fucked up to my husband in this goddamn cookie store, Crumble Cookies or whatever the fuck niggas be eating in Texas or whatever the fuck. Yeah, the reason could be my husband or what you said to my husband, but it could also be over religious differences. I hope that makes sense. I thought it was interesting that the violent part is where he started to see something wrong with it. When it started to become, well, yeah, we gonna come with guns to say that you implement capitalism. That's when he started to be like, oh, no, now's a road too far. You shouldn't have to do violence. People should have a free choice. I think was his. He didn't say that exactly, but I think was his point of view, which I find interesting because there's a lot of violence and there's a lot of do this or die, and we'll take your health care, and you're sick. You know, that's violence. So, I think that it. Okay, wait, what? What is this? I agree with El. Wars over trying to overthrow a genocidal dictator. That's not primarily over capitalism, but a war over the resources in Africa's capitalism. True. So, what was my point? I missed my. Hold on, guys. I'm not that good at this yet, but I'm getting there. What was my fucking point? I was just saying it, but I started thinking of something else, and it lost my mind. It left my mind. Oh, I thought it was interesting that the violence was a. I thought it was interesting that obvious violence was a differentiator because we were going back and forth for a while. I'm like, nope, I don't see a problem with that. I don't see it. Nope. I bet niggas do see a problem with that. It's a problem, and that's not a racial niggas. That's human or everybody in the world niggas. I don't see a problem with that. I don't see a problem with that. And then as soon as it got to, well, what if I decide that your country is going to become capitalist through war because we want to get that 200 and I come through and I kill motherfuckers to overthrow the shit so that this shit is capitalist. Now you see a problem with that? He was like, yep. I didn't ask him, but I want to know, do you think taking away your health care is that same level of violence? Like you would die? And it's probably like, no, not really, because you don't die as soon as you take away the health care. Well, if you need dialysis, then is it violence if I take away your health care? So I found that to be fascinating. And hold on, I'm attempting to segue out of this. I found that to be fascinating. Oh, I also found it to be fascinating that the coercion part kind of rubbed him the wrong way too, where it's like if you plotted together with the businesses around to make it where you couldn't park nowhere for 2 miles in order to sell me the shit for $180, that started to register as unethical for him as well. And so I thought that was interesting. And so he sent me a video this morning. So I say all that to say this. Hold on, let me hold on. I'm about to play this. How am I going to play this though? Let me think about this. Hold on. I think I'm going to text it to myself, and then it should pop up on the computer. Let's see. And then we're going to get up out of there because I saw some very interesting comment about what happened on third verse. And we about to go find out what that shit happened. So I hope Lord Racer is still there because I'm about to ask you some details on. Okay. What am I trying to do? Okay, so I texted to myself. Bam, bam. I want to play this thing for you. Lord Racer, I want to talk about what you said happened. Damn, I can't start it from the beginning. All right, we're gonna try this, guys. I don't know if this is gonna be. Trying to make sure I got this shit set right the first time so we don't have to have them fucked up shit. So listen to this video that He sent me this morning. Listen to this shit.
This is a woman called Lindsay Owens who's got a book coming out called Gouged.
She's the best.
She's amazing. And then Algorithm Wage Discrimination, it's Vina Dubel, is a lawyer and a scholar who's written about this. And they're both the same thing. It's when you use an algorithm to segment an audience based on behavioral surveillance data, right? I've seen what you do. I've followed you around, and your use of a service. And then you start running experiments on the segments to see what the highest price they'll accept or the lowest wage they'll accept. So on the wage side, this started with Uber, where drivers who accepted lowball offers, and remember when you're an Uber driver, you have 20 seconds to decide whether the offer is good or bad, right? So you're like looking at the mileage, you're looking at the time, you're driving in traffic, you have 20 seconds to go yes or no, right?
Oh, wow. Okay.
So if you accept a lowball offer, your next offer is lower and it keeps pushing you down, right? Now, if you're picky, it's higher. And then if you start taking the lowball offers, they sneak into there, they push it down again. So whatever it is that's your side hustle that lets you be picky, eventually you lose it.
Wait, that's the Uber algorithm doing that to its own drivers?
To drivers. Yeah.
Why?
So this is an algorithm to push their wages down. That's how Uber got profitable, right? For 13 years, they lost $31 billion of the Saudi royal family's money, 41 cents on every dollar they brought in, they pissed away. They eventually put all the other cab companies out of business, induced a lost decade in transit investment, became the only game in town, started screwing the drivers and started raising prices on riders. And they decoupled riders from drivers. You remember it used to be if you got surge priced for the ride you were paying for, they got surge paid for the ride they delivered. Now it's totally decoupled.
That's decoupled.
It's bizarre world Marxism where you pay according to your ability and they work according to their need.
It's unshittification. It goes back to the other book. It's that unshittification.
That is unshittification.
Why today's episode is called Unshitification. Because I think that was the perfect fucking example of what I was saying about the collusion. It's not just about it's capitalism. I'm offering you a service or a product and you're paying for it. Nobody's robbing anybody. What are you talking about, man? You must want something you must want something for free. That's why you see something wrong with it. Like, no, you are colluding and you are purposefully creating a situation that is a con to make inflated cost and depressed value so that you can pimp us. And that is the fucking problem with capitalism. Now, that was that segment, which was long as fuck. Did I just rant for 2 hours? I don't know. I think I just ranted for 2 hours. I don't know. Y'all let me know. I think I kind of cooked. I don't know. Either it was boring or it wasn't. We'll see on the replay. No, enshittification is not something I made up. Enshittification is basically the cool, hip word for planned obsolescence. Planned obsolescence. Have you guys ever heard of planned obsolescence? Wait till you hear this shit. Wait till you hear this shit, chat. Y'all gonna be like, what the fuck? Planned obsolescence is, hold on, go here, let me zoom in so you can see this shit. Listen to this whole ass shit. Planned obsolescence is a business strategy where manufacturers intentionally design products with a limited useful life, style, or functional lifespan. The practice drives repeat purchases, uses fragile materials, and restricts repair options. So basically, they don't want to make the shit too good because then you only need one. If I make this fucking chair so fucking just a fire ass chair, this motherfucker is so what is the word I'm looking for? It's not stable. What's the fucking obvious word for a good sturdy? What was that? If I make this chair so sturdy and the material so nice, you can't get no stains on this motherfucker, and the fucking little size, this shit is Shit is just the rawest chair, whatever. This motherfucking chair lasts 200 years. This motherfucking chair is so raw. I'm not gonna sell as many chairs. Cause I would have my fucking granddaddy chair. Cause once you bought a chair, you got a fucking chair. Like that motherfucker is a chair. Nigga, that I could take that motherfucker around the world. It's still gonna be chair of the year. Nigga, this is a chairman. This is the chairman of chairs. This motherfucker is chaired out. This motherfucker is a sophisticated chair. This is the greatest motherfucking chair to ever be created in any shape, form. You can lean in this motherfucker. You can rock in this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? This shit is just, it's not getting loose. It's not fucking nothing. That motherfucker is increasing with value. Shit, this motherfucker gold line. As gold go up, the motherfucking chair value go up. Motherfucking chair. And then even if the chair was to have an issue, you can go right to Home Depot and replace a part. So then you reset your chair someness. Chair some. You know, niggas would just have new words. They would talk so much. This shit is as good as that one chair that was made. I wouldn't buy another fucking chair. So they gotta make it like, or not they have to, but there is incentives in making it so that you build your furniture out the box and you put the screws in and it's kind of deep. It's kind of cool. I don't know why I said deep. It's kind of a cool shelf or whatever. But when you want to move that motherfucking shelf somewhere and you unscrew that shit, then you try to screw it back in. Oh, now that motherfucker made out of now that motherfucker loose as hell. Not a motherfucking dresser like this. Oh, dresser drunk as hell. I hate a drunk ass dresser. I hate drunk ass furniture where the shit is not tight. So you touch it and that motherfucker kind of like, oh, drunk ass dresser. I hate that shit. I hate it. So what was I talking about? The point is the fucking the shit is gonna be made to fall apart. I definitely think iPhone does that, even though I need to be, I guess I can't just say iPhone does that. I definitely think iPhone does that because I swear when I first get my iPhone, my pictures be clean as fuck. They be hella clean. And then when it's around the time to get a new phone, it's like, this picture is nice. But it don't got that same motherfucking, let me see, what's a good sound effect? It don't got that same motherfucking, okay, that took too long. I fucked up the time. It don't got that same motherfucking, to the fucking picture. So I wouldn't be surprised if they purposely did it like that. Or now my picture look like I need to get an updated phone. So, so that is that. Hold on. Hold on, I'm gonna send this text message. Boom. So that was that. Okay, so now that we finished that, what happened on third verse? I was watching it, but I fell asleep. I fell a damn teep. Okay, let me see if I can find it. Y'all saying top called? Top called? Hold on. Did Top call on the stream? That's what I'm trying to find out. Like, was his voice on the stream? Let's see. I did enjoy that thing. Hold on, let me make sure I got this muted because I was wondering what they was doing with the damn music. I did enjoy watching that tour. That shit was fun. I definitely woke up this morning like rapping Eminem after that. Yes, Top called in live. Justin made Stat mute his mic. Wait, what? So, oh, cause Top didn't know he was live? Yes, Top called in live. Justin made stat mute his mic. Let's see if Justin's awake. Let's see, it's Justin. Let's see if we got enough pool to get Justin to call us and tell us about it. We don't know if Top knew he was live or not. Top call stats sell. So we didn't get to actually hear from Top, is what y'all saying. But that's tight though, still. Top had to be watching, my opinion. I'm gonna see if I can find a moment. Y'all said it was towards the end. You said Justin made him muted. Justin is so different. Justin is so like Glasses was explaining the diplomacy. He like, man, mute this shit. Hell no. Y'all think Justin awake? Let's see. I'm about to do that annoying thing. Okay, I can be annoying. I know y'all never would have guessed that. You said let Justin sleep. What time he go to sleep? All right, fine. You lucky you said that, Lord Racer, because I do this annoying thing sometimes when I text you and I want you to respond kind of right now. I'll call and hang up. I ain't shit. Because that call will be like, whoa, it's different from a text. And then you'll come to your phone like, what the fuck? And then that'll make you read the text. I ain't shit. I don't know. Sorry. I definitely do that. Lil said, yeah, Justin should be awake. I want to ask some questions. The people want to know. The people want to know, Justin. Anyway. So, I thought that was interesting, a conversation about capitalism. What else did I think was interesting? Am I ready to stop? Is this enough stream? I want to make another phone. Oh, I also thought the Forbes podcaster list was interesting. Did y'all know them fucking people on there? I did not know hell of them people. I had never heard of hell of them people. Did everybody see the Forbes? Do y'all care about that? Are y'all interested in that? Because maybe I'll do that on a different day. But that motherfucking Forbes list was wild interesting about who was the high paid ones. I was looking at what it was, and I was like, and what each person talked about is what I found interesting. Oh, also I updated the website, guys. Hold on. I updated the website. Remember how we have the website to do the scroll? I haven't forgotten about the scroll, guys. The scroll is not dead. So you go to the website. It's elementsalign.com. Yes, I know I got to replace the AI pictures, especially this one. This one is funny as shit, bro. I'm just putting it there because I'm busy and I don't have time to take new pictures or do whatever. This is just a draft. It's going to change. Please don't chop my head off about this terrible picture. Anyway, so I don't know if you guys were here when we made the scroll. We made the interactive scroll thing. And I thought it was really cool. We're going to implement it on most of the streams where you're able to send things through the scroll. I made it available for other creators who want to add a scroll to their live. I just don't have it turned on yet. But what I do have turned on is go and get you an account. Because, go and get you an account because basically the way it works is in order to put things on the scroll, and for the people who didn't see the scroll, it's basically like this. Like the scroll is like this new interactive thing that we have where Wait, what am I doing? I'm just clicking shit at this point, huh? Hold on. Let me get my life together, guys. Let me get my motherfucking life together. So, for the people who have never seen the scroll, we did this super cool thing where basically we allowed the community to hold on, let me see. I'm trying to log into my shit. That's why you could tell when I'm doing something else, cause that tone to slow all the way fucking down. I ain't shit. I'd be like, like I was saying this. Like, girl, just do what the fuck you're doing. We can hear that you're not fucking listening. So we created this fucking cool scroll thing for the people who wasn't here. It's an interactive process. You go to elementsalign.com and basically you make an account. Right now, you really don't need this code because right now when you make an account, you get like 40 tokens already. If you wanted the first 10 people to make an account, I think it's a few left. You make the account, and then that way you're able to participate in all of our different cool little interactive games and shit that we're going to be doing. Like, this channel is going to be fun. We're going to be having fucking fun and kicking it and playing around with tech and all types of different shit because we are not boring and we are cool, fun people. So the first cool, fun thing that we came up with was the fucking this fucking scroll thing, which was super fun. This was so fun to make. And this is just the beginning because this is just like the basic design when we really don't have. This was just the start. We did this in one fucking day. This was just the start. So this is the basic design of it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make it themed. Like, I'm pretty sure, like, let's say it's Halloween or whatever. It won't just be this piece of paper. This will be the standard one, but it won't just be this piece of paper. It might be like a spider web. And the spider web is like scrolling down, and then your picture is like on the spider web. Maybe the people are in the spider web. And we're like, in the prompt, it's like, well, tell us what your costume is. And then it's like, you'll be there in the spider web with your costume. Be like, I'm Michael Jackson. I'm fucking Mike Tyson. I don't know why I did two mics, but so it'll be themed. It'll start to change over time. But the way that this works is you go to elementsalign.com. You basically join the community. You get an account. And with that account, you get some tokens. They're called mints, When you make a moment, you get moments. Anyway, so the tokens are called mints. And so I'm going to give them away. Like, I might go through the chat today and see like the people who are commenting. And if you already have an account, I might go and give you more tokens or whatever for participation, or I might come up with some different games, or we just basically gonna have ways to win shit. All right. Boom. You get the mints. And what you do is you go to the scroll feature, and with the scroll feature, you share a picture, and we have this unique style. You can't change that because we need them all to kind of look alike. And so we have the branded style of the picture. You put your picture in and you put your little message in, and it's already auto-coded that once you do it, it'll just start popping up. So we might be live talking about something. Let's say we're talking about Fashion Week. And, the prompt will already be set up to make it fashionable or whatever the fuck. And then you come and put your picture in, and then you do your submission, and it'll pop up live on the stream. It's a really fun, cool, creative technology thing. The website is here. Website is right here. Elementsalign.com. The first thing you want to do is make an account. You need an account. The first couple of accounts get some free tokens, basically. Get your free tokens. And then once you do that, you go to, now that I think about it, where the fuck do you go? Oh, once you do that, then you just go to products at the top and you go to community scroll. Let me show it to you. I'm gonna change this, so be ready for this to change. I know I'm explaining it to you, but it's gonna change. So by the time you're watching this video, it probably changed. But you go to the account, you sign up, you do whatever. It's like here somewhere. This, you're looking for this page. I need to make this page. You need to be able to find this page quicker. You're looking for this page where you get to community scroll. Right? Once you get to community scroll, you get this option where it's like you add your photo, you click the fucking thing. And when you get to the next page, it'll ask you like, do you want to put a sign on there? Is it something you want to put on your sign? This or whatever. And once you go through the process, like if you wanted the new people to sign up for an account, you already have tokens. So you don't need the code. But if you're out of tokens, we were using a code, I think it's like BNT free, where you can kind of skip this payment process. You don't have to pay, just, do it. And then what will happen is the picture goes to, it auto goes to this scroll. So it's like, what's so cool about it is I don't even have to sit there and be like, we got a new picture. Let me drag this over to the scroll. No, the shit is already coded. And we did this the first day. So that's why I love creative projects like this. I build out so many creative things because you never know when you have to go back and get them. So I might be working with a client because I own an agency where I make things like this for different people. So I might be working with a client and they're explaining what they need or whatever target audience that they get, and be like, I built some shit for this already. And then I go back and get it and bring it back alive again. So that is really fun about randomly building shit. And this interactive scroll is I'm definitely selling this shit to somebody. It's no, like the interactive scroll idea is fantastic. It's like a new photo booth. So join the community on the website, elementsalign.com. Get your free tokens. Put you up a picture on the scroll with a message or whatever, and we will see it auto-populate. This is the first iteration of the scroll. That's kind of the art style for it, but this is going to change. This is going to change for sure. We're going to make this look a little more realistic with the scrolling feature. We're going to make it a little smaller. And we're going to make it thematic, where the show might be about, like yesterday on Third Verse, they did the replaying of the tour. So maybe it would have been like Eminem themed or D12 themed or Shady Aftermath themed scroll. And then whatever the prompt is, it would have matched. So that's fun. So make sure you sign up for that so you can participate. And I'm going to come up, over time, come up with all these other interactive kind of elements that are going to be fun to play with. So don't be left out. Don't be left out, because we're going to be having fun and doing something. I'll be like, you don't even got an account? You missed out. Or be like, this new thing costs 500 tokens because I pay, I have to pay for like generations, like some of these generations or whatever. After a while, it starts to cost money. So if it might be something that's expensive, so I'll be like, well, I'm just giving you the token so that you could do it. So not having an account will stop you from getting the tokens. So it'll stop you from being able to participate. So that's the point. That's basically the point. So we did that, and let's see, what else did we do? Because I'm gonna wrap up soon, I guess, only because I have to make a phone call and I have a meeting today. To be honest, if it wasn't for that, I would be sitting here talking for much longer, because I'm starting to get the hang of the stream life. The stream life. There will come a time where this starts off with more of my news aggregator. I showed that earlier. the news aggregator. So let's kind of go to that. Let me see. We can do some of this news aggregation later. But I also built this where basically, let me see if I can do this where I can hear it. Basically, this is my personal news aggregator, almost like a RSS feed, if you know what that is, so that I can get my own access to news and not just my algorithm that I have no control. Well, I have limited control over. So this is like my own algorithm. And so I set it up for it to kind of tell us the news. So we'll do like 5 minutes of this and then I'll get out of here just to kind of, so you can start your Friday off and know like what the fuck is going on in these streets. Let's see.
Fetching your updates.
Tell me if y'all can't hear this. Oh, here come the rappers. The rappers done woke up. Rappers is woken up. Good morning, Dime a Dozen. I'm very proud of all the work you've been doing. I fucking see you. And it's very exciting to see. And our community is fucking dope. 4 bars. The song, I actually made a song, so you hold on. This nigga done activated my rapper. Only reason why I haven't moved yet because I don't know if this thing is about to start talking. So hold on 1 second. Because the rappers done woke up and got me fucked up. When I get up like this, it's because I'm turned on the other camera. It's not on consistent power.
New York sues Kalshi for allegedly running an illegal gambling operation.
Tell me more.
New York Attorney General Letitia James filed a lawsuit against prediction market platform Kalshi on July 31, 2026, accusing it of running an illegal gambling operation by accepting wagers without a state gaming license. The suit seeks to block Kalshi from operating in New York and secure restitution for customers, citing risks to residents including minors under 21. New York joined several other states suing Kalshi, though the company pushed back, calling the action political theater and warning it would drive New Yorkers to offshore platforms.
Whoa. Okay. Whoa. Okay. Hold on. It's a lot of shit happening. First of all, the rappers woke up. Okay, let me try to do this in order. Cause that was crazy. I don't know if it's we or whatever, but that has to be investigated. That's fucking crazy. Got to find out what the fuck is up with that and whether or not they actually have a legal argument. Because it is true that sometimes shit be political theater, but I would have to hear what is the legal argument for what they're suing Kalshi for. Because if she got a good motherfucking legal argument,
got them. We fucking
got they motherfucking ass. Got they ass. Because you know they making a company that's able to, you know how niggas be like, man, nigga, I bet you $20 you can't motherfucking, I bet you $20 she come out at 8 o'clock. She take hella long to get ready when we go to the club. Bet you $20 motherfucking dollars she don't fucking come down by 8 o'clock. And she come down by 7:59, you got to pay out that $20. Imagine the niggas scaling that shit. Dumbass bets like that. They whooping niggas. Whooping the fuck out of niggas. And this is the all race niggas. I have like 8 different niggas that I use. Either you know or you don't know, or maybe you should know or maybe you shouldn't know. But that was deep. That being the first news story is crazy too, because y'all don't really get to see how the aggregator works. The way it's supposed to work is we're going through the news stories and I say, oh, tell me more about it. And then we can look up shit to figure out what we're supposed to do. But that first story, oh yeah, gotta go do a deep dive when I get off of here on that. to see. I got to read those documents to see do they have actually a good legal argument. I can't wait. And what does it mean if they don't have a good legal argument? What does it mean if it is political theater? It's not like niggas is above political theater. But before we can get to that, the rappers woke up. Hold on. All of that waking up 2 hours into the stream, not even saying good morning yet. I see you said it now, but you don't even start with good morning, dime a dozen. You just wake up in the stream, pop up in the stream, talking about bars. What the hell? We was trying to learn shit, but let the learning halt when the rappers get here and want to start giving out bar requests and shit. Okay? And I saw you put that song question mark. Yes, song. I had to actually rap my way back home because I was so sad when yeah, Racer, you see that shit? I was so sad when I left France and I had to come back home. And I definitely didn't think I was gonna feel that way at all. I'm like, I'm gonna go to France. I'm gonna come back home. This shit is gonna be like visiting motherfucking New York or some shit. Whoop-de-doo. But I was like, damn, man. Back to California, which I love California. And I was kind of like, it wasn't sad. It wasn't sad. I don't know what that sound is, but it wasn't sad. It wasn't sad, but I was I felt a fucking way. Kind of like probably how that snatch out of reality feeling that we talk about. What the fuck is this sound? I'm gonna try to ignore it and wrap this up. But I kind of felt the way. And you know how I transitioned back to being cool, not being cool, but you know, it's too much transphobia because I actually hesitated in my mind because I thought about a clip of me saying how I transitioned and how it could be used to make it like I was trans. That's fucked up. It's too much transphobia in the world. It affects straight people and non-trans people. But anyway, the way that I processed through getting like being so upset with how comfortable and happy I was in France to coming back to America was I rapped through it. I was in like a rap psychosis for like 3 days. It was like 3 days where I birthed myself back into America through rap music, where I was just listening, not rap music, through rapping myself. I was just listening to beats, like picking beats, plugging in GarageBand itself, like plugging in my own microphone and just rapping. I was just writing raps, rapping, making songs for like 3 days to transition because I was in like a rap coma. And I don't want to say coma because I was awake. I was in like a rap psychosis. And that is how I came back to y'all. It's almost like the rap was grounding. The rap was grounding for me. It kind of reminded me who I was because I felt like the upside down. I was in kind of the upside down on the other side of the world. I feel like, you know, when it's night, it's day over here and all of this. So I felt like I was in the upside down. So I had to reorient myself through a rap psychosis. So I made a couple of songs and I definitely got bars. So popping in here, like, when we gonna get like 4 bars, as if the bars is scant on this side. It's crazy. I've been thinking about playing my song, but I haven't cleared the beat. So why would I do that? But you know what? Now I think about it, maybe I should play it. I don't fucking have monetization on now anyway. But don't that mean the person whose beat it is can get paid off my video? Is that how that works? Is that how it works? Is that how that works? Either that or they flag your video. But if I have too many flags, don't that affect something? But the verse I like most is we know who the ones ratchet, don't care how you repackage it, is black rappers and actors doing gymnastics, jumping through these hoops and licking boots and kissing ass, thinking that little cash gonna buy their way up out of blackness. Really want the status that the label tilt your axis, all access to they atlas, showing full flatness. In my hood, we using fucking math for target practice. What's going on around my globe? So expansive. So that is the verse that I really love. I feel like I was fucking cooking. Who I was cooking. I was cooking. Really want the access, let the label tilt your access. All access to the atlas, showing for flatness. In my hood, we using fucking math for target practice. What's going on around my globe? So expansive. Hold on. Hold on. What the fuck she said? Hell no. Lock her up. Lock her up because obviously she's used to being around bars. Fuck is they talking about? When spinach on a bitch. But yeah, so don't like we was trying to learn shit. We had shit that we was doing. Don't come in here popping up, rappers waking up, talking about bars and shit, okay? We wasn't in that mode. You'll snatch a nigga out of the news mode and put a nigga in a new mode, okay? So I just wanted to say that. What else? What else was my point? What else for today? So that was the new, but good morning. That's how rappers say good morning, I guess. So that is, wait, did we talk about everything? Did we talk about everything? I'm hungry, so I'm gonna go eat. I might go live later. Fuck it. I got to get my reps up. I keep going live and getting comfortable or whatever the fuck. So I might, look, new segment, Rap the News. You know what? So we have the Unshitification segment where we correct some shit that was almost right but worded fucked up. And we should have Rap the News. We got some segments, bro. Rap the News is funny as fuck. But I can't freestyle, I don't think. Can I freestyle? Maybe. Rap the News. Let me see. I don't know. I'm not even about to fuck it up. But maybe Rap the News could be fun, especially if we could have a guest. What if it's like Rap the News? So we about to do a new segment of Rap the News, and then we have like the little applause, like, oh, yay, Rap the News. And then I hit the screen, and then we like a rapper you know. And they just start rapping the news like cow sheets getting their ass sued, getting their ass booed because they've been scamming you or some shit like that. And it'd be like a rapper, just we never even know who it is. And then it's like, thank you very much. That was Rap the News. And then we go back to the thing like, okay, anyway. That would be tight. That would be tight. So that's our stream for today, I think. The unshittification of the world, and we're gonna try. Actually, I'm about to change the title to the unshittification. That's what I'm about to change it to. We're gonna try to unshittify some of this online. No, actually, no, we're not. We're gonna unshittify my online presence, I guess. Let's make this shit fun. Let's add some segments. Let's add some interactive tech. Let's build community. Make sure you sign up for your account on elementsalign.com and get your and get your tokens or your mints. They're called mints. I started to call them elements, but I was like, maybe they should just be called mints. Start to get your mint number up so that when we do new cool things, you can participate. I think I'm going to put a ticker up here, and you can use your little mints to just put messages on that ticker up there. We just got all sorts of fun shit that's going to happen. So make sure you sign up and have an account. It is going to matter the order in which people have an account. So the earlier you have an account, at some point there is going to be like, well, he's one of the day ones, so he has seniority for other things when the whole world shows up. And be like, nah, nigga, they got day one status. You just showed up last month. They get what they want. There's gonna be that type of dictatorship going on. So I really appreciate y'all for rocking with me this morning. We've had a good, maybe a 3-hour live, a nice little run. We've had big fun. I'm really starting to like this. I appreciate you guys being here while I get it together. Let me know if you have ideas or things you want me to cover. We're gonna do more of the news aggregator. Actually, damn, I ain't shit. I'm doing one of them Southern goodbye things that BK told me about. Let's just see though. Let me just make
New York sues Kalshi for allegedly huge great white spotted travel. Country star Tracy Lawrence slams California. Reveal David Berman. Keeping cool without AC. It's time to pay. New solar panels and great double stabbing in Koreatown. Resist the Texas and Florida draw up terrorism lists and take aim at a Muslim group. Anthropic says Claude accidentally hacked real companies to extremely scary find. Cue the trumpet. Infertility. Who's driving? Sony pushes wildfires in 7 of Bataisar's dream was Alabama. Anthropic said Wall Street is growing in Nebraska. Americans begin to lose Medicaid under Trump's work rules. I can do that. Jeff Powell on board carbon cap. Dodgers. Are you choosing to? This MAGA influencer runs a charity to teach kids civics. Much of the money goes to him instead. At least 43 people die as tens of thousands cross to Spanish enclave of Ceuta from Morocco.
What is this? I saw this.
At least 57 people died as up to 50,000 migrants crossed into the Spanish enclave of Ceuta from Morocco within a 24-hour period, overwhelming the small city of 85,000. Spanish PM Pedro Sánchez traveled to Ceuta and blamed human trafficking mafias who exploited a recent court ruling preventing the summary deportation of migrants intercepted at sea. By Friday afternoon, over 37,500 people had voluntarily returned to Morocco, but the incident sparked a major political crisis and criticism from other EU countries towards Spain.
I still didn't understand. Did y'all understand? Did y'all understand that? Did y'all understand that? All right, so I got 2 things to go find out. I got to go understand what is going on with that. I don't know if y'all saw those videos, but it looks insane, and I don't understand some ruling with immigration change, and now that made everybody go rush to do the thing. I don't fucking know. I don't know what that means, so I have to go figure out what that means just so I can try to have more sophisticated language around it and see if there's anything interesting that we can discover about the world through it. And then also the Kalshi shit. So we're going to be doing more of those news. So those are some of our segments. We're going to be doing the scroll. I'm going to make it look a little more modern. We are going to be hold on, we're gonna be doing the scroll. I'm trying to ignore the chat so that I don't get triggered. We are going to be doing the scroll. We are going to be doing the news aggregator. We are going to be doing wrap the news at some point. I don't know when. We're working on that. That's a too new of a segment. I got to speak with my producers. We are going to, what's the other segment we came up with? Unshittification. When somebody is right, but they said it fucked up. They said it wrong. You were kind of cooking, but you fucked it up. And we're gonna pull it up and make it the better language. This is the language. And so we can all practice having more sophisticated language, leading to less resistance and easier path forward to get more understanding. And then we're also going to do we're gonna watch more videos. Like I thought Top called on third verse. We were gonna play it here. And then we're also gonna have phone calls. Oh, y'all wanna see Lil's call in? Cause Lil's gonna call me. Hold on, let me show y'all this last thing before I get up out of here. So when I have the phone call live, we have these little no, fuck that. It ain't even little, it's big. Fuck, I mean pause. So anyway. We have these what I would call avatars. I thought I already had it loaded, but I did not. So this is Lil's. What Lil called? Hold on, I gotta make it full screen. Lil, hold on 1 second. Oh man, damn, fit the full screen. I think it's more even, like right here. Bam. So like, you know what I'm saying? We might be talking on the phone. Lil might call in and be like, on the phone, it's Lil. I made Justin one too. I made this joke already, but I'm gonna do it again. I'm making niggas, people that I know I'm gonna end up talking on the phone too. I'm just making their avatars for them without them seeing it. And it's kind of like that dude that just made up Cheyenne Bryan's degree. It's fucked up though, because everybody blaming her for it. Like, that nigga just did that on his own. That nigga just made that up on his damn own. It ain't her fault that nigga crazy. Look at Justin's. Bam. When Justin finally called. Who else we got? We got Glasses. Look at Glasses. Look at that big old player. We got Crown K. She was one of the first ones who said she wanted one. We got my best friend Dawood's. Boom. Big old player. And then we have my other best friend's Kesney's. Let me see. So that's another thing that you can get on the site with your tokens. But I have that locked for approval. Everybody can't get one of these because I think it would be kind of unethical. This is my other best friend, Kesney. Bam! You see that? See that big old fucking players up there, bitch? Okay, I was supposed to load them already. I really just did work while y'all was there. But everybody can't get the phone thing. You have to I'll go in and approve your account if you're a person that I'm gonna talk to on the phone, because I'm not gonna talk to all y'all on the phone. So it's kind of unfair to make you pay tokens to get some shit that you're not gonna use. So I have that part locked. Sorry if that's offensive. But so just all type of cool things on the horizon. I really, really appreciate y'all rocking with me and just really getting our brand new thoughts out early in the morning. Y'all should be moving around by now though. It's 9 o'clock. Like that's the reason why I gotta get off the show. I'm like, man, I got shit I gotta do. It's part of the reason why I stream so early, because I can get it out of the way early and then I can go live, do my actual work, or when school starts back, be able to go to school, do work. It's like I streamed already. It's 9 o'clock and I've already kind of did one of my work days. And so I'm always interested to hear you guys' brand new thoughts. And I'm always hoping you guys are keeping an open mind, but solid standards, if that makes sense. And recognize that no matter where you go, there's a lesson there.